Ever felt like the country you live in just doesn't get you? Like you're constantly code switching, navigating microaggressions, watching your back, and wondering, is there somewhere in this world where I can just be me? Well, you're not alone. More and more Black people around the world are asking that same question, and not just asking, but acting on it. They're packing their bags and starting over in places where they're not only seen but welcomed, places where Black culture isn't exotic, it's embedded. Where safety, affordability, and opportunity don't feel like luxuries. They feel like rights. In this video, we're counting down the top 11 easiest countries for Black people to relocate to in 2025. This list isn't just based on vibes, we're talking real factors: visa accessibility, Black population and cultural presence, safety and cost of living, business opportunities, and most importantly, belonging. Stick around until the end, because the number one country on this list doesn't just welcome you, it calls you home. Let's dive in. 11. Dominican Republic, the Afro-Caribbean gem. Most people overlook the Dominican Republic is often skipped over when people talk about relocation, but that's a big mistake. Why? Because it checks all the boxes. First off, there's a large Afro-descended population already here. From history to music to food, African influence runs deep, especially in cities like Santo Domingo and Santiago. You won't be the odd one out. You'll be walking into a culture that mirrors your own. The cost of living? Incredibly low. You can rent a comfortable apartment in a good area for around $300 to $600 a month. Street food is flavorful and affordable, and domestic help and utilities cost far less than in the US or UK. Want to stay long term? It's actually very doable. The Dominican Republic offers residency through income, investment, or retirement. And once you're a resident, the path to citizenship is clear. Sure, Spanish is the official language, but English-speaking communities are growing, and language schools are affordable. The best part? You're just a short flight from the US, but a world away from its stress. 10. The Gambia, Africa's Welcome Home Committee. Imagine landing in a country where the first thing you feel is peace. That's the Gambia. This small West African nation might not make mainstream headlines, but for Black expats, it's a sanctuary. English is the official language, so communication is seamless. And because it was once a British colony, the legal and administrative systems are familiar to many. But it's not just about language, it's about connection. The Gambia has deep roots in the African diaspora and actively encourages returnees from the West. African Americans and Black Brits are buying land, launching businesses, and creating thriving communities here. Cost of living? A game changer. Rent in Banjul, the capital, can be as low as $150 a month. Fresh seafood, beach access, and community? All without blowing your budget. And let's be honest, how many places truly feel like a homecoming? 9. Kenya, where you're the norm, not the diversity hire. Welcome to Kenya, where the landscape is stunning, the culture is rich, and Black identity is celebrated, not questioned. You're not going to be asked, where are you from really? Because here, you just belong. Kenya's dual language system, English and Swahili, makes it one of the easiest African nations to adapt to. You'll hear English in government offices, schools, and most businesses. Nairobi, the capital, is a modern metropolis with global appeal. Think tech startups, international cafes, vibrant nightlife, and a growing Black expat community. Prefer something calmer? Coastal cities like Mombasa offer white sand beaches, historic Swahili architecture, and a chill pace. Visas? Kenya offers e-visas and residency permits for investors, retirees, and remote workers. The government is supportive of diaspora investment and even has specific programs to attract returnees. Add to that a vibrant art scene, deep African traditions, and incredibly friendly locals, and you've got a destination where you're not just tolerated, you're embraced. 8. Brazil, where Blackness isn't marginal, it's mainstream with over 50% of the population identifying as Black or mixed race. Brazil has one of the largest African-descended populations outside of Africa. Cities like Salvador de Bahia pulse with Afro-Brazilian heritage. Capoeira, samba, and candomblé are everyday parts of life here, not footnotes. But Brazil isn't just culture-rich, it's accessible. The government offers residency through marriage, retirement, or modest investment. And the cost of living? You can live well on $1,000 to $1,500 per month in many areas. Yes, Brazil has its challenges. Crime and inequality are real. But in black majority areas, you blend in. You're not exotic. You're not stared at. You're normal, and that alone is priceless. 7. Belize, small country, big welcome. Tired of trying to learn a new language just to buy bread? In Belize, everyone speaks English, the official language. That alone makes it one of the most accessible countries in Latin America. But Belize also offers a deep Afro-Caribbean vibe, especially in Garifuna towns like Dangriga and Hopkins. You'll find strong cultural traditions, music, and community that feels familiar and comforting. Belize offers several residency and retirement programs that are incredibly welcoming, and the qualified retirement program is open to anyone over 45 with a stable income. The vibe here is slow, simple, and sweet. Beachfront homes rent for under $700. Life unfolds in hammocks, market stalls, and impromptu street dances. What's not to love? 6. Barbados, the digital nomad's island paradise. Barbados literally wants you to move there. How do we know? They created the Welcome Stamp, a special visa allowing remote workers to live on the island for 12 months. No local job required. No need to jump through hoops. If you earn at least $50,000 a year and can work remotely, Barbados says, come live on the beach. And yes, the internet's fast enough for Zoom calls and uploads. Barbados is also one of the safest Caribbean nations, with strong infrastructure, healthcare, and political stability. But more than that, it celebrates its African heritage. Festivals, music, and daily life reflect a people proud of who they are and where they come from. If you're looking to build a peaceful, purposeful, and picturesque life, Barbados might just be your next home base. 5. Panama, stability meets Afro-diaspora vibes. Panama uses the US dollar. That's already a huge win for Americans. But the real gold here is the Friendly Nations visa, a fast-track residency option for US citizens. With proof of income or investment, you can get permanent residency in just a few months. Panama is home to a strong Afro-Panamanian culture. From cuisine and festivals to politics and media, black influence is woven into the country's fabric, not just hidden in the background. And the lifestyle? Whether it's cosmopolitan Panama City or coastal towns like Bocas del Toro, you'll enjoy a high standard of living at a fraction of the US cost. 4. South Africa, where representation is everywhere. South Africa flips the script. Here, you're not diversity, you're the default. It's a black majority country where you'll see people who look like you in power, in banks, government, universities, and businesses. Cape Town offers jaw-dropping beaches and wine country elegance. Johannesburg is a booming business and cultural hub. Both cities feature modern amenities, high-speed internet, and private healthcare that rivals the US. You won't feel like you're stepping back in time. You'll feel like you're stepping into a better version of now. Black expat networks are booming, and with English as one of the main languages, transitioning is smooth. Whether you're launching a startup or seeking soulful reconnection, South Africa has space for you. 3. Costa Rica, peace over politics. Costa Rica doesn't just talk peace, it lives it. The country hasn't had a military since 1948 and uses its funds for healthcare, education, and sustainability instead. Relocating is surprisingly simple, with visa options for retirees, investors, and remote workers. After a few years, permanent residency is on the table. The eastern Caribbean coast, especially Limon, is home to vibrant Afro-Costa Rican communities descended from Jamaican laborers. You'll hear patois, reggae, and Creole cooking, all woven into Costa Rica's tropical rhythm. Cost of living is moderate. You can live comfortably for $1,200 to $1,800 a month, surrounded by nature, calm, and a society that values balance over burnout. 2. Portugal, Europe, without the racial baggage. Looking to live in Europe without feeling like an outsider? Portugal is the answer. Their D7 visa program makes it easy for digital nomads and retirees to move in legally. The requirements? Modest, just prove stable income and accommodation. Portugal offers universal healthcare, low crime, and relaxed immigration enforcement. Lisbon and Porto both have growing black communities, thanks to decades of African and Afro-Brazilian migration. But beyond the paperwork and costs, Portugal stands out for its vibe, calm, respectful, and drama-free. In a continent where racism is often subtle but heavy, Portugal offers space to breathe. 1. Ghana, the spiritual and physical return. And finally, Ghana. If you're seeking more than just relocation, if you're seeking reconnection, Ghana stands tall. Ghana made history with the Year of Return in 2019, inviting Black people from across the world to come back, not as tourists, but as family. This wasn't symbolic. It was policy. It was action. English is the official language. The cost of living is low. Land is available for purchase. The expat community is massive, and growing. Whether you're launching a business, homeschooling your kids, or creating art, Ghana offers space to grow. More than any other country on this list, Ghana doesn't just accept you, it celebrates your return. Here, you're not escaping. You're coming home. So there you have it, 11 of the easiest countries for Black people to relocate to in 2025. Not someday. Not theoretically. But right now. These aren't just countries with nice beaches and friendly smiles. They are places where you can live freely, fully, and fearlessly, where you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Africa emoji, which country speaks to your soul the most? Drop it in the comments. Thumbs up emoji, hit that like button if you're feeling inspired. Bell emoji, and subscribe to Miles and Hacks for more real talk, travel advice, and Black expat stories. Because you deserve more than just a vacation. You deserve a place to call home.